Right, lesson 7, Yang Lu Chan's basic form. Going into sit back ready, fishes in 8 and single whip. Quite a complicated little section of moves. Okay, sit back ready is very simple. You're leaving off from Ang where we left, so we're 70% forward, hips on the front. Just sit all your weight back into your left leg, staying to the front. So we're not turning off to the side. You're just literally sinking all your weight back into your left leg with your hips staying to the front. What your palms are going to do is simply that. Like as if you're doing this, if your palms are there, they're just both tucking in a little bit. See, they're going from yang, like that, fractionally going just a little bit yin, and a little bit tucking in. But the left hand is going to dip down, like that. So all the right hand does, just a little tuck of the elbow as you sit your weight back. But see how the fingers are still pointing forward. So I'm not so yin that they're pointing down. It is still a yin shaped hand, but the fingers are pointing to the front. The left palm is like that. The backs of the fingers are touching on the inside of the elbow, like this. The elbow is still dropped though. Don't lift your elbow up, as with everything else. Keep your elbow dropped. But see how the fingers are pointing forward. See that? So my right fingers are pointing to the camera, left fingers are pointing to the camera. Don't go like this. This hand's now yang, fingers are pointing that way. Or pointing down, that's all wrong. Fingers, the wrist is yin, so the fingers are pointing straight forward. Both your fingers are pointing to the same point. You just make that shape with your arms as you sit all your weight back into your left heel. So, it's an in-breath. Make sure it's a big in-breath because this whole next movement's got to be out-breath. Like that. So keep the shoulders relaxed, keep the elbow dropped. Just there. Okay. Footwork. All you're going to do from here is turn your hips, well turn everything, to the north. So I'm going to turn to the camera. So a 90-degree turn from here, just turn everything like that. See how my right foot has dragged all the way to the north. Don't just drag it just a little bit like that, otherwise you won't be able to do single whip correctly. So make sure everything, just turn it with the hip, everything twists in. You should feel a lot of torque in here. So get that foot dead straight, that right foot to the north. The weight stays in your left leg. So do not transfer any weight into your right leg. Just twist like that. As you do that, this is what you're going to do with your arms. The right arm is simply just turn your body and let it follow. So see how the fingers trail. See, I don't want to do this. That's me using my arm to hold it this way. I want to just let the waist open and let the arm sort of fly out like this, so the fingers will trail behind my body. So from there, see, it's opening from the center. The shoulder joint is opening. The fingers are facing back this way. And the palm is obviously going yang at this point. The left palm literally just turns with your center. So the left wrist is already in my center, like that. As I start to turn, the hand again, the left hand will go yang. So both hands are going slightly yang and in this posture. But see, the left hand hasn't really done much. It's just literally, it's just turning with the body, staying in the center. Make sure you don't do this and straighten the arm out. The arm stays bent across your body so that your palms here, you can see that, your palms should sort of be on the same line. So they shouldn't be out of alignment like this. So if I was here, see that? They're on this same straight line as opposed to being like this. So if I straighten the left arm, it's going to be out here. Keep the left wrist in your center. So, 1, breathe in. Turn to the front, foot comes with you. 2, left wrist is in the center, right hand is out here. They're both yang. keeping the weight in the left leg. You can't turn your hips any further because of where your left foot's facing. It's out here to the corner, you see. So I can't really turn my hips any further to my left. But the upper body, that can keep going. The waist and the shoulders. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to turn my shoulders like that, from here, from the waist and the shoulders, we're all going to turn a further 45 degrees to the corner. And as I do that, I'm going to do this with my arms. So now my intent is on that cornered point. Both hands are still slightly yang. They're changing yang over that whole movement to that end posture. Okay, to get into that, what you're basically going to do is, this left wrist, I'll show you from an angle like this. This left wrist is in my center, this hand's here. See, if I just bring this hand across, it's going to hit my left hand. So the right hand is going to move like as if you're washing a window, like this. So don't bring it this way on a flat circle. You've got to bring it up and over, like this, like you're waving. So if there was a big sheet of glass in front of you, if your hand was on a piece of glass there, it would stay on the piece of glass all the way until it gets into your center line. And it's still, the palm is facing away from you the whole time, like that. So the left wrist, which is in your center, at this point, when we go from the north out here to the northwest, that's when the left wrist will go from this position to this position. So it will actually extend away from your body. It's tucked in here for that posture. You push it out. So the arm from here is bent. As I go to the corner, it's nicely extended. Never lock the joint, of course, but it's just a fraction of bend in the arm. At that point, the right arm is going to do the washing the window. It's going to bend in. So you're effectively getting the opposite now. The right arm is now the bent arm. The left arm is the extended arm. The right fingers are pointing straight into your own elbow of the left arm, but not touching, just like that. Just a little bit off. Both arms are yang, right wrist is in your center line. One flowing movement, of course. You don't stop there, you just continue through to that point. So try to get it, it's just a timing thing, so that your palms will be in this type of position, that dragging position, until you get to the north, and then from here to here, that's when you do that changeover of the arms. There's the north, so now I change. Bang. The foot just drags around with you, so it gets to the north like that. Okay, from here, your weight's all still in the left leg. You haven't changed any weight into your right leg yet. So all the weight's in the left. You're now going to bring the weight back just to halfway. So effectively over this movement, you're going to sink all your weight back into your right leg, but you have to do it gradually, like all the other postures we've been doing. Don't change it too quickly, because you've got two hand movements to do. One, you've got your hands out like that, yang. They're just going to come in like this, yin. So just so the palms are sort of in front of your chest like that, facing to the ground, and they're slightly yin. So we get that. See how everything's now facing directly to the front? My weight at this point is 50-50 in both legs. So I'm right over here in my left leg, facing to the corner, 50-50 weight, and the arms are just even in front of the shoulders. I now sink all the weight into my right leg and turn and do the exact same posture, but to the right hand corner, like that. So it's the same posture on this side, only we don't get into it the same. We get into it by pushing into it, whereas this one we swept and did that window washing dip over. The end posture is the same, but this time we're going to tuck in slightly. See how the elbows are squeezing just a little bit? See how they're slightly bent here? The palms are yin. And now push your arms out. So the structure is the same, you just get into it differently. The right arm is extended and the left arm is bent just a little bit at the elbow. Fingers still pointing into the crease of the right elbow. This time everything is facing to the corner. On your left hand side, because of the feet positioning, your hips are facing the north, but your upper body is facing the corner, so you're getting this kind of thing. Your upper and lower are doing different twists. It's a lovely stretch around your lower back area. When we come back this way, because the foot allows it, because of where it's facing, we can turn everything to the corner. So my hips, see, I'm not like this time. The hips and the shoulders are all facing out this way. Always make sure whenever you're doing any of these postures where there's a high twist action, you be very cautious of your knees not to, for instance, do this. See how I'm letting my knee buckle there? I'm letting it overextend across from the toe. Keep the knee always in a line with the toe. You should feel the pressure and the torque in your hip and in the muscle around here, not down into the knee area. So keep your knee over your toe. Even on more simple postures, such as when we go from pung into double pung. Even when you're doing that, it's a common thing that people will come to here, and then that will happen. See, the knee has sagged inward. Make sure you keep that knee over the toe all the time. Knee over toe, knee over toe. Never let your standing knee come off your toe. Okay, so we're out here, facing to the corner, shoulders, hips, arms, everything facing to that corner. Like that. And the weight is now 100% down in your right leg. Just go over that one more time. Sit back, breathe in. Now, this whole movement is an out breath. It's a continuous movement, continuous out breath. So, breathing out. Still breathing out. And boom. You breathe in for your next posture. Make sure on the end of this movement, your body is turning to the right. Do not do this. It's a common mistake that everybody seems to do. From here, see I'm over at the corner. Now I'm centered. What most people will do is this. They'll turn too far when they do this posture. See how I've turned past the front? Then they'll turn back to the left, indicating that kind of strike. It's not that type of strike. It's a different type of strike. It's a barging in strike with both hands. If I turn this way, only my right arm's going to have power. So I need to actually turn to my right so that the left hand's got power and the right hand also has sweeping power. So that's the kind of strike that you would be doing in application. So your hips must not turn in any way to your left during the right hand side of this posture. From here, everything only turns to that corner. Twisting, 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 boom. No component of an open. Just to there.